scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with day number 10 of 30 days of sketches. So today I am going to be using my scrapbooking store March kit. I got my kit a little bit late, so I didn't do a big kit reveal or flip through or anything, so I'm kind of just going through each of the papers here and showing them to you on the camera. I could have slowed this down, but I didn't really want this to be the focus of this video, so I just thought I would keep it in just to show you what the March kit looks like. If you would like to purchase this kit, make sure you use my link below, and it does help me get a little bit of credit for being an enabler to you guys. So I am going to stay on the sketch. The only thing that I change with this sketch is how many photos I have. This sketch only calls for one photo at the very top of the layout, and it is supposed to be a circle. Well, I have 5 photos, and I decide to keep 4 of them as squares, and then the very bottom one I decide to cut into a circle. So I recently just got I went on eBay after using these old Creative Memories little cutter systems with scissors, because I must have sold or given away the cutting piece. I went on eBay and I bought these blade cutters, and I was so excited to use them on this layout. It was so fun going back and using these. Like, seriously, like, this is the old days, the olden days, right? Creative Memories circle cutters. So I knew I wanted to have 3 different sizes on the 3 different cluster areas of the layout. And so I kept bringing in the template just so that I would have a good idea of what size I wanted and what size I was going to get with which, cutting ring and everything. And I really I had so much fun, you guys. Like, it really shouldn't have been that exciting, but it was so much fun. And the old blade cutters that I had were circles, but these ones are hexagons. And I thought it was like the coolest thing because they're so much easier to hold as a flat surface. Like, a hexagon is a flat surface, right? So that made me super excited too, and I think I only paid like $18 for them, and which you're probably thinking like, what? That's a lot of money, but I think that was one of the cheaper ones that I found, and so I was pretty happy with that price. I did think about cutting these photos into circles or half circles. In the end, I decided no, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to keep it as a rectangle, and I do cut both of these photos down a little bit, and then I'm going to mat them on some navy blue paper. So the layout that I made yesterday was actually the second layout. This layout today was the first layout that I made using my scrapbooking store kit, and I absolutely loved it, and I had so much fun making this layout. Like, I was so excited. And these 2 layouts, today's and yesterday's, were actually the first 2 layouts that I made this month in March, which is insane because I created them on, I think it was Monday the 7th, which was this past Monday. And lately I've been scrapbooking my heart out, like making like 10 layouts a day, and I'm not even joking. But because I'm doing a lot of pocket pages, that's how I'm able to get so many layouts and pages done every day, is that I'm not spending hours and hours and hours on just one layout. I'm doing pocket pages, and I kind of feel like I've gotten into a groove where pocket pages are quite a bit easier for me to do now, whereas they used to take me, like the same amount of time, possibly more, to do a 12 by 12 pocket page than a 12 by 12 layout. So here I am still just matting these photos. So these photos were from July of 2018. So this was back before I worked at BioLife, and I had applied at BioLife, I think in June, like the middle of June, beginning of June. And I kept getting the runaround, and they were like, like, we're just not sure you're the right fit and stuff. And I was kind of like bothered by that because I was like, I'm a freaking donor. Sorry about my French there. I'm a donor. Like, I know how to do this. Like, this, I'm the perfect candidate for this job. And it's so funny because now that I'm a manager, when I had my manager interview and they were telling me that I actually got the manager job, all three of the, like my center manager and my two assistant managers, they all said they thought I wasn't going to last. Like, they never expected me to make it as far as I have made it. And it's just so interesting to me because I never felt like I wasn't a go-getter, you know? Like I always felt like I was being serious, and I took the job seriously, and I was very good at my job. But it's just like they just weren't expecting it to happen, and so it kind of just took everybody by surprise, even though I was one of the hardest working people there, and they knew I was. So it's just still kind of funny to me, like, this whole thing with this, my job of mine. Like, I've made it so far in so little time. Like, seriously, I haven't even been there for 4 years and I'm already in upper management. Like, that's just so insane to me. So anyway, I had applied in June of 2018, and they kept, I had 2 interviews, and they were just like, I don't, they didn't want to offer me the job. And it was because of the job that I had before. I had some problems with authority and stuff, and my bosses there were just jerks, and they weren't cool at all. And that's the thing that I had a problem with. But I kept calling them and nagging them, and just, I would not leave them alone. And so finally, I remember talking to someone that's actually not there anymore. He was the assistant manager, and he was like, Megan, this is like the 10th call I've received from you. Obviously, you really want this job, so we're going to go ahead and offer you this job. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And so he was like, let me talk to the manager and we'll get, an offer together and figure out when we can let you start. And I was just like, holy cow. So if you really want a job, just keep bugging them until they feel so bad for you that they just hire you. Because that's what I learned with BioLife. But yeah, anyway, and then now they're like so glad that I am there. I mean, I do so much for this company and for my center. Like, it's just insane to me that they didn't see me as that before, Anyway. Long story short, I got the job. I got the call that I got the job from the manager, and he told me when I was going to start. And so we went out for pizza at one of our favorite pizza places. And then I also took a picture of the calendar of July, because I got the call on July 12th. And then I took a close-up picture of the day that I was going to start. And so I wanted to include those 2 photos as well. So now I'm just doing my journaling. After waiting and nagging the managers at BioLife for a month, I finally got the call that I got the job as a plasma center technician. I would start in 2.5 weeks. We went out to celebrate at our favorite pizza place, Rizzo's. And that is it. I absolutely love how this layout turned out. This was not the original color scheme that I thought of when I saw these photos. Like, pink was definitely not in the color scheme, but I really love how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this layout. Bye!